64 years ago today, America's national pastime met an American national hero. Jack Roosevelt Robinson changed baseball and changed his country. Tonight, the Astros and Padres join all of Major League Baseball in paying tribute to Jackie Robinson. Next.
On Jackie Robinson Day in Major League Baseball, April 15, 2011, all Major League clubs honor the life of the man who wore number 42 for the Brooklyn Dodgers and broke the color barrier in Major League Baseball. Tonight, it's Game 2 of this 4-game series. The San Diego Padres are at Minute Maid Park to meet the Houston Astros on another beautiful evening. And good evening, everybody. It was a thriller last night. The Astros won it 1-0. Now, what might tonight have in store, Dr. J.D.?
Well, offense could be a struggle tonight as well. Aaron Harang, the big right-hander, goes to the San Diego Padres, and he's off to a good start, 2-0 with a .150 ERA. The Astros have seen a lot of Harang over the years, of course, all those years with the Cincinnati Reds, but some of the veterans in the Astros lineup have very good numbers against Harang. We'll keep an eye on Bill Hall, Carlos Lee, Hunter Pence, and Michael Bourne, all with good numbers against the big righty, especially Hall with 3 bombs, a .362 average, and Carlos hitting better than 400, or right at 400 rather. A lot of at-bats for those guys. This crop of Astros currently hitting .324 against Aaron Harang.
Padres will face Jay Happ, and we'll see Game 2 of this series. And everybody wears the number 42 next.
For a money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. And by Southwest Airlines, new Rapid Rewards, unlimited reward seats, and no blackout dates. Greg Lucas down on the field where it is wonderful for baseball again tonight. The roof open. The crowd is enjoying right now 81-degree temperatures, very low humidity. Winds are swirling, but they are going to drop a little bit as the evening goes, as will the temperature. But at this point, you know, Jackie would have loved playing baseball in this kind of weather, as these players will as well. Everyone wearing number 42, so if you bought a program, it won't help you much. Jackie Robinson, of course, debuted in professional baseball in 1946 and then made his debut in 47. Teams are on the field, so let's go upstairs to Bill Brown and Jim DeShays.
Thank you very much, Greg. Special memories of 1947, the year Jackie came up with the Brooklyn Dodgers, and the path that he paved for so many to follow. What a great hard-nosed player, too. The Xfinity Padres batting order shows you Cameron Maybin in center field. Chase Headley is the third baseman with Orlando Hudson at second base. The first baseman with the lefty Happ on the mound is Jorge Cantu. Nick Hundley's the catcher. Chris Denorfia plays right field. Brian Ludwig is in left field. Jason Bartlett is the shortstop, and batting ninth is Aaron Harang.
Well, Jay Happ takes the mound tonight for the third time in his career in this ballpark. He's been quite good. He's made 9 starts. He's 5-1 with a 2.92 earned run average. Has not seen the Padres much. One start against them back in 2009 and one relief appearance that year as well. Defensively, Lee Bourne and Pence have the outfield covered, especially that guy in center. He covers all kinds of room. Infield has Chris Johnson back in there at third, Sanchez, Hall, Wallace, and Quintero for Jay Happ. 1-1, 6.17 ERA for Jay. But last time out, very, very good.
Chris Johnson returns to the lineup after Matt Downs had played so well there, and Downs has a 5-game hitting streak on the bench tonight. Cameron Maybin gets the leadoff call in this game. Maybin last night batted 7th, but against the lefty, he's the first man up. Hitting .244 with 2 homers. He has 4 runs batted in. He put down a bunt single, going 1 for 4 last night. Happ throws, and it's ball 1. Jerry Davis is the home plate umpire.
Jerry flinched just a little bit, like he wanted to call that one, then did not. It looks like already he and Q are having a little conversation. Maybe Jerry saying, hey, I might have missed that one.
Happ gives up a line drive hit into center field. Maybin jumps all over the 1-0 offering, and the Padres get a base runner early. Last night they got 2 singles from the first 3 batters, and they collected only 1 more single the rest of the night and a 3-hitter.
Fastball out or third. And he just goes out. Big, long, strong guy. Maybin reaches out. It's a solid line drive to center field. He is a threat to run.
Now switch hitting Chase Headley comes up, and there's strike 1 to the third baseman. 256 his average, 1 homer. He's driven in 7. Headley with those numbers for the season. Last night was in the number 2 spot as well, and he had a hit and drew 2 walks. 1 and 2. You won't always see a switch hitter stay in that same spot in the lineup from both sides of the plate. Wallace holding Maybin.
We've got a little bit of a different wind here tonight, Brownie. Blowing in, it looks like, from center field.
You know, we're talking about the wind around the batting cage. Several people tonight, Brad Mills and others. Matt Downs trying to, okay, what does it mean when the flags are doing that? They said don't necessarily take that for granted that it's blowing that way at home plate or somewhere else. Runner going, ground ball foul. And Chris Johnson and Matt Downs said the wind swirls. And, you know, there was a pop-up here that was dropped a few days ago. Nobody even touched it over in front of the visiting dugout. And so it looks like the wind is coming in, but if you're standing at first base or at home plate, it may not be blowing in that direction. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Headley. The general wind pattern most of the year is from the south. And that would take it over the roof on the right field side and blow out toward left center field. But the wind has changed. Last few days we've had more of a northerly wind direction. A front has come through. Swing and a miss, and Headley is down on strikes. But it is delightful. Humidity's low, and that breeze is welcome.
Another pretty night. We've had a bunch of them here lately. And tomorrow figures to be very good as well. And the day game on Sunday should be comfortable. Good breaking ball there for Happ. It's fastball, curveball change. He likes to cut that fastball in on the right-handed hitters. And just a good, hard breaking curveball.
The O-Dog, Orlando Hudson's put together a 10-game hitting streak. 326 for Hudson. No homers, 3 runs batted in. Last night a hit, couple of walks, a stolen base for Hudson. Another switch hitter. Ball 1. You know, maybe we should get Gene Norman up here. We've had so many conversations about the wind and the weather this homestand. We're out of our league, JD.
Yeah, they put Gene up on the big El Grande, the Jumbotron or whatever you call it out there, the big TV.
Yeah.
So maybe we should just have him do a segment on our show, on our air.
We need an expert. It is kind of fascinating, though, because just when you think you know the wind is blowing out or blowing in, you find out from the players not necessarily so. Strike makes it 1-1. And of course, with the roof open, we do have that delightful opportunity to experience wind conditions that we never had in the Astrodome. It gives us something else to consider during a ball game. It's 2 balls and a strike. A lot of former Astros took part in ceremonies on the field before the game tonight on Jackie Robinson night. J.R. Richard was down there, and Kevin Bass, Enos Cabell, Bobby Meacham came over. Of course, Bill Hall and Michael Bourne on the field. Jason Bourgeois was down behind home plate as well. And later on, Monty Irvin will join Patty Smith for a conversation. It'll be a special moment for us. The oldest living Hall of Famer. 2 balls and a strike. Runner goes, pickoff throw. Goes to Wallace. He zips it down to short. Ow!
Wow. Boy, I thought it was in there.
Looked like it. Throw was a little high, but Sanchez got the tag on him on a caught stealing from 1 to 3 to 6.
Happ worked awfully hard on Maben. This time he delivers quickly to Wallace. Head first slide. Yeah, he was in there. He was actually closer than I initially thought. I thought he was safe easily. Originally, replay had a closer play than that, but looked like he got in there before the tag. But hang with him.
Padres lead the league in steals. They have 15. That's the 5th time they have been caught trying to steal. And they are dead last in home runs with 6 in their first 12 games. They're 5-7. So they figure to keep running no matter what. 3-2.
Break it down for you with Exmo. Nice and slow. It was incredibly close.
To the left side, Chris Johnson moving and throwing to a stretching Wallace. Makes it a scoreless first for J. Happ. The Padres fail to score in the first. Now the Astros batting orders brought to you by Xfinity. Michael Bourne leads off in center field. He's followed by Angel Sanchez at shortstop. Hunter Pence in right field. Carlos Lee, the cleanup man, is in left. Brett Wallace plays first base with Bill Hall at second. Chris Johnson returning to the lineup at third. Humberto Quintero is the catcher for Jay Happ.
Veteran right-hander Aaron Harang on the mound for the San Diego Padres. His first year in a San Diego uniform, back home where he came from. He's pitched twice and pitched well both times. Defensively, it's Ludwig. Maybe Chris Denorfia gets a start in right tonight. Henley and Cantu have the corners. Bartlett and Hudson have the middle. Nick Hundley does the catching.
It's Michael Bourne with a .245 average opening the Astros first inning. He goes for the first pitch, bangs it over the head of the second sacker Hudson into right center field. Well, Michael gets things started for the Houston club. And the Padres got Maben up there, and he did that same thing in a first inning in which the leadoff men are making something happen.
First pitch fastball down around the knees, and he just goes down and yanks it out into right field. Good swing of the bat. Harang generally pretty aggressive and usually around the strike zone. He's always had very good command of his pitches. Fastball, breaking ball, changeup, cutter. Throw both a 2 and a 4-seam fastball.
Angel Sanchez the batter. Third baseman in tight. Bourne attracts the throw. Michael stole a base last night in the 6th inning. That was number 5 of the year.
And generally, when you think of big right-handed pitchers like Harang, they're pretty easy to run on. But for the most part, he's done a pretty good job in his career of holding base runners. He'll employ a slide step, has a halfway decent pickoff move.
He delivers, and it's strike one to Sanchez, who with 18 hits is tied for 6th in the National League. There's the way the infielders deploy. Hudson set up for a double play. That leaves a little more room on the right side with a runner at first for this number 2 hitter who hits the ball to the right side quite often.
The guy to keep an eye on is Cameron Maben out there in center field. Last night, on a number of occasions, he was playing very shallow. And in this ballpark, at 436 feet to straightaway center field, there's a lot of real estate behind him.
Harang delivers a strike. Seems to be revitalized in the big Petco Park, as his early stats might illustrate, with a 2-0 record, a 1.50 ERA for his first 12 innings as a Padre. He's been known as a fly ball pitcher, and that's where fly balls go to die. But he also has pitched well here. In his last 9 starts at Minute Maid Park, Harang is 6-3 with a 2.97 earned run average.
Yeah, you know, he was a pretty successful pitcher all those years in Cincinnati, and that's a nightmare for a fly ball pitcher, but he managed to win his fair share of games there.
It's 1-2. You know, we spoke earlier about the wind. You just watch the players' uniforms, you can get some kind of an idea of wind direction. Watch the pants, and they're flapping in that breeze. Harang misses, and it's a 2-ball, 2-strike count.
It's kind of a short armor is Aaron Harang. And that'll add some deception to that 4-seam fastball.
He throws it away. Bourne heads for second base. Cantu unable to catch that throw.
I don't know what happened to Cantu, but the throw appeared to be right there.
Cantu gets the error.
Yeah, he just whiffed on it.
Sometimes the sun gives the first baseman a problem this time of night, but the whole field is in shade right now. Strikeout of Sanchez. He lunged at a pitch, and that's out number 1.
Very unlike Angel. He can chase many bad balls, and usually when he goes after one, he'll at least make contact. He doesn't swing and miss very often. He was thinking about punching that ball to the right side, and he saw it out away from him, and just jumped at it.
Hunter Pence with 9 runs batted in, has 1 homer and a .283 batting average. Hunter 0 for 3 with a walk in last night's game. Harang delivers ball 1. Harang was drafted in '99 by the Rangers in the 6th round. They traded him to Oakland in 2000. Cincinnati made a deal to acquire him in July of '03. And he served the Reds very well. But last year, after making his 5th straight opening day start for them, his ERA ballooned to 5.32.
Made just 20 starts last year, battled some back problems. The year before that, he was 6-14 with a pretty decent 4.21 ERA. Run support a big issue for him that year, but he's been in a little bit of a decline for the last 2 or 3 years. We'll see how things work out for him in San Diego, where he was born and where he went to college. And went to school at San Diego State.
Pence takes 2-0 to Hunter. Harang is 11-9 lifetime against the Astros with an ERA of 4.55. He's given up 75 homers in the last 3 years. None so far this season. Pence with a fly ball. Maben moving back a little bit. Now in for the throw. Bourne is tagging. Here's the long throw to third base. Bourne makes it standing up. 2 outs. Pretty good throw from Maben, though. So you can file that away for later on.
This advance here is very similar to the notion of stealing third base with 2 outs. You got to be sure you can make it, and Bourne, with that depth of a fly ball, there was no doubt he was going to be able to make it over there unless he had a blowout on his way.
Carlos Lee has this 2-out RBI opportunity with a runner at third. Strike 1. Nigel Morgan had a blowout last night between second and third. He fell.
He's like Lonnie Smith.
Yeah.
I used to call Lonnie Smith Skates.
Skates. Never a dull moment with Niger on the field. 1 ball and 1 strike. The Astros are 3-4 on this homestand. This is a 4-game series. Bounce to third. Headley across to Cantu, and it's no runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left. No score after 1.
Top of the second, and as promised, I am up here in the suites with Hall of Famer Monty Irvin here on Jackie Robinson Day. course, Monty, you came in with Jackie Robinson, played with Jackie Robinson. Can you just sort of talk to us a little bit about what today means to you to kind of be sharing this day with all these great guys up here in the suites?
Well, it's quite a tribute, and the Astros ought to be complimented for putting on such a great tribute to him. I played with Jackie and I played against him, mostly against him, because he played for the Dodgers and I played for the Giants, so you know how that rivalry was in New York City. Great guy, great ball player. He introduced the Negro League way of playing, you know, stealing bases and thrilling on the bases and, you know, hitting the ball, drag bunting and, you know, all the, you know, the inside baseball. He introduced that, and he made it possible, of course, you know, for Mays and you know, and Aaron and Bonds and Gibson and all those, you know, great players who came after him. When he was called up, we knew that if he succeeded, that it would mean the demise of the Negro Leagues. But we all realized, too, that you have to pay a price for progress. And we didn't mind it at all, because we're rooting for him, and we just great that he did such a great job of pioneering.
And, of course, up here in the suite, you've got just not only yourself, but you've got guys like J.R. Richard. You had some of the players come up today, Michael Bourne, Jason Bourgeois, Jimmy Wynn's up here, just to, you know, kind of mingle the old with the new. And I know that's special to you as well to pass that on.
It sure is, you know. And, you know, and Jimmy Wynn and J.R. Richards and all these other players, they feel the same as I do, you know. Jackie made it possible for him to participate. It should have happened sooner, but at least it happened. And they're all grateful. And whenever Jackie's name is mentioned, we all feel very, very grateful. It was a trying time for him, but he persisted and he succeeded. That's the main thing.
Well, you know, and in talking to you earlier today, it's not only what Jackie Robinson did for baseball, but really what he did for the world. It extends far beyond baseball.
That's right. He introduced democracy, fair play, and morality. And not only did it help baseball, but it helped the other sports, and it helped the whole country. It helped you know, the average person working in a store, or, you know, or secretary, or asking for a job and so on. So he helped the blacks, and he helped the whites also. So what he did was just wonderful, and we really appreciate his wonderful effort.
Of course, we appreciate you being up here as well. This is the second year in a row I've been able to have the privilege to interview you, the oldest living member of the Hall of Fame, and I know that's very special. It means something to you as well to be able to come out here and have that.
Well, when you live long enough, you know, that all kind of good things can happen to you, and right now I'm enjoying that. I just hope I can last a few more years to come to the ballpark, talk to people like you and others, and you know, just enjoy baseball, and that's what I still do.
All right, well, I've enjoyed it again, and I will look forward to talking to you on Jackie Robinson Day next year here at the ballpark.
I'll be here. I hope you, yeah.
All right, I will too.
Okay, that's a deal.
All right, guys.
Monty Irvin, he is a treasure. Thank you, Patty. 1 ball, 1 strike to Chris Denorfia with 1 on and 1 out. And hit into the ground.
In case you're wondering, Monty Irvin is 92 years of age and just sharp as a tack.
He really is.
Remember, I got his autograph in '73 at the Hall of Fame. We went down for the ceremony. Yeah, the ball's probably still rolling around my dad's house somewhere.
1-2 to Denorfia, making his 5th start of the year. Getting a shot at playing against lefties. And that is a good pitch for J. Happ for a strikeout, number 2.
Well, that's a good sign there that he was able to get that pitch called. 2 starts ago, he made that pitch quite a bit and just could not get it called strike. And I ended up with some pretty ugly numbers in that ball game. And I talked to him about it the next day, and he wasn't going to throw the umpire under the bus. He felt like he needed to make some adjustments, but I thought it was an awfully tight zone. That can be a big difference maker there. If you can go in there, a lot of times you're going in there hoping to jam a guy, but if you can get a called strike in there, that'll open up a lot for you.
Ludwig with a fly ball to Michael Bourne's right is retired, and the 2nd inning is history for the Padres with no runs, no hits, and a runner stranded, no score. Now in the home second inning, and Brett Wallace comes to the plate with a 7-game hitting streak. Wallace has 9 hits in 24 at-bats over the last 7 games. He checks in for tonight's game at 262. Harang throws one off the plate at 86, and it's ball 1. 1 homer, 6 runs batted in for Wallace. This is a career high 7-game hitting streak for him. It's 2 balls, no strikes. The Astros have hit .313 on this homestand, but they're 3-4. They won one game 11-2. 2 balls and a strike. Bill Hall on deck. Chris Johnson due up third in the inning. The Astros have won 4 and lost 9. Harang misses upstairs, and it's 3-1 to Wallace, who has walked 7 times.
Put it in the box right here. Look for it in one spot. If you don't get it, take it. He didn't want it in there. Looking for something middle away and up a little bit. Caught the inside corner down around the knees.
7 walks, leads the Astros. Strikeout, and it's number 2 for Harang. We go to Greg Lucas.
We're going to take a look at this date in Astros history, brought to you by the MD Anderson Cancer Center, making cancer history. And it was Jeff Bagwell hitting his first major league homer in the 9th inning to beat the Braves 3-1 on April 15th, 1991. There were a lot of things happening on this date. Maybe we can get them in later on during the game, but this was a very, very busy day in baseball history. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Greg. It's Bill Hall batting with a homer, 4 runs batted in, and a .213 average for Bill.
Yeah, including the historic breaking of the facial hair barrier.
Oh.
Reggie Jackson wore a mustache and believed to be the first player to wear facial hair since Wally Shang in 1914. Who knew?
Oh. So, what year was it for Reggie wearing the facial hair?
1972.
Okay. And was that the year that Charlie Finley was paying his players to grow mustaches?
I don't know. Maybe it's because Reggie created quite a stir. Charlie decided, hey, let's run with this.
Mm-hmm. But he did pay them.
Yeah.
He might have been later the same year. This was also the debut of Jackie Robinson, also the first American Indian and the first Puerto Rican made their debuts in Major League Baseball on this date. Chief Yellow Horse, a pitcher for Pittsburgh, thought to be the first full-blooded American Indian in Major League Baseball. He was a Pawnee. That was in 1921. In 1942, High Bithorn became the first Puerto Rican to play in the majors. You may know that name in the back of your brain because there's a stadium in Puerto Rico named after him.
Right.
So that's where the Expos were playing all those games.
That's true.
A few years back.
1-2 for Aaron Harang.
Chief Yellow Horse. I'm not familiar with his story.
No.
1921.
Bill Hall's a .362 career hitter against this 6'7" right-hander. And Hall has gone deep 3 times off Harang. JD and Bill Hall spent some time at a school this morning.
We were at C.E. King Middle School as part of a Jackie Robinson Day. You were out with Jason Bourgeois?
Yeah, at the Honor Roll School in Sugar Land.
I got my hat. I got my C.E. King's hat right here.
Oh,
Brian,
that's what that hat is.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like the Kentucky Wildcats.
It does, yeah. They're the C.E. King Panthers.
Okay.
And we had a good time.
Look at that.
Panther pride.
Nice souvenir. All rolls
nice,
over.
Folks. A nice program. Bill did a real nice job talking to the kids.
Well, Jason did too. And can you believe one of the students actually knew how to spell Jason Bourgeois' last name?
Yeah, because as part of the program, we had these questions we could ask the kids, and they'd win an autograph. And we had the same question: can you spell the player's last name? But I said, Hall, come on! So we had to change it up. If I had asked that kid that, he would have said, "What do you think? I'm an idiot?"
Now, what about
we? Too sharp for that.
We were working from the same script, which everybody has, and giving details about the life of Jackie Robinson. Then we'd quiz the students on what they remembered later on. And did your students get all the answers right from what you had read?
Oh, yeah. And I didn't even need to give them the multiple choices.
Yeah, same for us. Pretty impressive. They were listening. Harang gets a strikeout. That's 3 for him. And he's been known to throw that fastball by hitters upstairs. You see the Robinson facts: Rookie of the Year, MVP. And that style of game that Monty Irvin talked about, stealing home, just a ferocious base runner.
He was such a good athlete. Played football, basketball, and baseball at UCLA. Won the NCAA championship in the broad jump. Was a heck of a tennis player.
Went into the service before playing professional baseball. Chris Johnson fouls it back. 0-2 to CJ. A 189 hitter with no homers, 3 runs batted in. Well, Chris was hit by a pitch in the second game of the Cubs series, and then he sat out the last 2. That he was fine to play last night, but Matt Downs was so hot that he got the start again.
How hot was he? I'm sorry.
He was torrid. It was 900 degrees, and he didn't cool off last night. But Harang has cooled off some bats here. He has struck out the side to keep the game scoreless after 2.
Off field box tickets for the game against the Padres, and that is tomorrow. Now, the Astros reached the maximum runs, but tickets are only $11. That's a savings of $30. Still some available, so visit astros.com/runs. Grab those tickets tonight. Be out here tomorrow.
Yeah, that's a great deal. These fans enjoying a beautiful evening and a scoreless game. Jason Bartlett showing bunt. Takes ball 1 from Jay Happ, leading off the third. Bartlett with a low batting average of 118. Has not driven in a run yet as a Padre. Bartlett, the new shortstop. Miguel Tejada played there last year. Bartlett 0 for 3 last night. And it's a strike to even the count at 1-1 with Aaron Harang on deck. And Bartlett's had some good offensive seasons. Playing for Tampa Bay last year. Little dribbler out in front of the plate. Fair ball. Quintero takes his time, throws him out.
Yeah, Bartlett down a little bit last year, but a couple of years ago put up some pretty good numbers. He's been bothered by back issues early this season. Pretty solid player.
Aaron Harang steps up. He is 0 for 3 this season. 093 with a homer for his career. To right field, Hunter Pence backing toward the corner. 2 outs.
It's a new season for your lawn. Visit your local Lowe's for savings and a free MLB fan guide. Compliments of Scott's. Time to get that yard taken care of. Brownie, green it up.
It is greening up, but it might need a little assistance. You're right. Nothing wrong with a little touch up. A lot of us have done it. 2 outs, and here's Cameron Maben. Maben opened the game with a single to center field. And then he was thrown out on a pickoff throw to first. That's ball 1 to the lanky center fielder, Cameron. He just has the build of a center fielder, doesn't he?
Yeah. Rangy guy.
He's 6'4", but quite different from the Michael Bourne build. Different types of speed. 1 ball, 1 strike. Maben with Florida last year had 9 steals in 11 tries, 291 at bats.
So maybe remind you a little bit of a Gary Maddox type.
Yeah, good comparison.
Bake McBride.
Bake could run. He was with those Cardinal teams. He got a lot of chopping hits off the AstroTurf. He'd steal bases.
That time Jay came in there with that cut fastball, didn't get the call, and you could see the way his body recoiled. He kind of went, wait a minute, that was a strike last inning.
True. Well, the umpire's eyes are set on the inside corner, as you see. And Maben draws the walk, the second of the night. So theoretically, that ball is coming right toward his eyes from a left-hander on the cutter.
Umberto and Jerry having another conversation.
Chase Headley struck out in the first inning.
Fox Tracks is brought to you by Steel. Give you some location.
Strike 1 to Headley, who's 26 years old. 2nd round pick in 05 from University of Tennessee.
Switch hitter, better from the other side, as most are.
One ball, 1 strike. The Padres have been shut out 3 times in their first 12 games. And all 3 of Dustin Mosley's starts. Bud Black hoping that trend turns around quickly with a team batting average of .206.
Doesn't hope more than Mosley does. Mosley's probably fearing that he's going to get sent out just for having bad luck. Sorry, we're going to have to send you to AAA. You just have no luck.
Pitched an awfully good game for a losing pitcher last night. Bouncer left side, 1 hop for CJ. In the 3rd, no runs, no hits, and a man stranded with no score.
Joining me up here in one of the suites is Jeff Foster, Director of Operations for Whataburger. And this, of course, is all in conjunction with Jackie Robinson Day. You heard the guys, Bill and JD, talking last inning about some of the schools they visited. And they did this with the help of this man right here and your Breaking Barriers program. First of all, thanks for talking to us. And then can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. The Breaking Barriers program was an opportunity. It was an essay contest. There were 4 students selected out of over 700 essays submitted. And we had an opportunity, Whataburger had an opportunity today to recognize those 4 students for their outstanding accomplishments. And these students, their essays described how they overcome obstacles. And similar to Jackie Robinson and his life and those core values that Jackie espouses, with courage, integrity, and strength. And Whataburger is just so fortunate to be able to give back to the community and honor these students and support the youth of Houston.
And I know it's important to you to recognize these kids not only for breaking down barriers in sports, but just in life in general as well.
Absolutely, and I think that the students there that we recognize today, those core values, courage, integrity, strength, those are values that Whataburger has at the core of what we do every day, and so this is just a great fit for us as an organization.
And, the Astros in Action has been part of a relationship with Whataburger for a while now. Can you tell us how long and why is that important to you?
It's been about 4 years, actually, and, it's a great opportunity. We're so fortunate that this community has supported us for over 60 years, and we've been in business. So Whataburger is really happy to team up with the Astros and really supporting the youth and our future leaders.
All right. Well, great job. Thank you for all that today. It was awesome. And guys, I know you had a good time out there today as well.
We really, really did. And I know the kids appreciate those certificates they got to visit a Whataburger. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Jay Happ after Humberto Quintero lined out to right. Jay had quite a game last time out. Couple of hits, 2 runs batted in for the season already. And it's 2-2.
Well, leadoff single by Michael Bourne, and since then it's been nada for the Astro hitters against Harang. Most impressive last inning, striking out the side. The variety of looks. Got Wallace with a low fastball, got Hall with a high fastball, finished CJ off with a real good slider.
And high heat takes care of strikeout number 5. Kind of the opposite pattern of last night's pitching duel, with the Padre pitcher piling up strikeouts early, and the Astro pitcher also effective getting outs. And now it's Michael Bourne, who led off the Astros first with a single to center. There's ball 1 to Michael. Astros are 7th in runs scored in the National League. They're averaging 4.3 runs per game. 2 balls, no strikes.
Well, should be a good time to turn it loose right here.
Two and one. Well, you can do that. We've seen him pull balls to right field. Aben's moving over more toward left center.
Ooh, good changeup. And that's what, normally with Michael, because of his speed, he's 2-0. You say, okay, make sure you get a good pitch, work a walk, you can steal a base. But he does have, he can pop one every now and then. 2 balls, no strikes. Pretty confident he's going to get a fastball. The one Harang threw him was not an easy pitch to go get. Normally, when you're up 2 outs, nobody on base, you're thinking about extra bases, looking for something you can really drive. Difference with Michael is he could turn a walk into a double because of his ability to steal.
Harang with that downward tilt breaks one off for strikeout number 6 and keeps it scoreless after 3. Was telling us about that promotion with the Astros scoring all the runs on the road trip and getting discounted tickets for tomorrow night for $11. Good thing this series isn't the one they used. There's only been one run scored in this series in 12 innings.
Make you pay extra.
Orlando Hudson takes, and there is ball one high. He grounded out to third in the first inning. Hudson, 32 years old, played with the Twins last year. This one is in the air. Brett Wallace comes over in foul territory. It's like he lost it. Bill Hall lost it. It's back into the seats. A difficult time of night, and it's really light in the sky as they look up. So they couldn't find it against that background. Was there a song by that?
Twilight Time.
Oh, Twilight Time.
I generally, when I try to make music, it's in my head one way and it comes out completely different.
Well, that happens with all of us. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That breaks it down and in, and it's 3 balls, 2 strikes now on Hudson. Hudson's taken 8 walks this season. Jay came into this game with 9 walks in his first 11 2/3 innings. And he rips it by him. That's strikeout number 3.
Yeah, you know, and he had some games last year with pretty high walk counts. He has shown the ability, though, to pitch around those walks. He doesn't give up a lot of hits. And when that is the case, you can afford a few more walks.
We're going to walk down to Greg Lucas right now.
Hey, baseball fans, Chevy is proud to support youth baseball leagues in your local community. So go to ChevyBaseball.com for a chance at winning a home field makeover. That's ChevyBaseball.com.
A lot of youngsters out tonight on a Friday. Jorge Cantu. It's one past the diving Chris Johnson. Fair ball. It kicks out toward the left fielder Carlos Lee. Cantu's headed for second. Lee's throw to Bill Hall on the tag. Guns him down. Third outfield assist of the season for El Caballo.
Yeah, Bud Black's looking for an interference call. The ball boy tried to make a play on that ball, but I don't think he touched it. And I think that's what Buddy Black is asking Jerry Davis for. This ball right down the line, sharply hit. And the ball boy's thinking about making a play on it, but he comes up empty. And then he just yields to Carlos. I don't think there's any interference.
That is not a planned play on the Astros' part.
Poor guy was all twisted up in knots down there. Didn't know what to do.
No.
Meanwhile, Cantu out and not all that close. Billy Hall had it waiting for him. Nice play by El Caballo.
Yeah, he was saying Cantu. El Caballo was saying cannot. And he gunned him down. Now Hundley with a foul ball, strike 1.
And so Maben out, picked off first in the attempting to steal in the first inning, and now Cantu thrown out. And when you hit 204 as a team, those base runners are precious. You hate to see them lost on the bases. By the same token, when you don't do a lot of hitting, you got to press the action.
Yeah.
Try to take the extra base. It's a double-edged sword, Brownie. It's a predicament. It's a pickle that Buddy Black's in with this club this year.
Oh, it's horrible to be in a pickle.
He's in a bind. He's way behind.
Grounded to Chris Johnson. And that takes care of the scoreless top of the 4th inning. Nothing on the scoreboard. And the brown hand sitter will show you Aaron Harang getting a swing and a miss from Angel Sanchez, and then Brett Wallace, and then Bill Hall. And he has been using a variety of stuff. High heater, low breaking balls. He got some downward tilt going. He fanned Michael Bourne. 6 strikeouts for Aaron Harang. The brown hand center feature. Now Angel Sanchez goes for that one, and it's strike 1.
His right hand's the only hand that's mattered so far in this game, the way he's going.
Yeah.
Taking the ball out of play quite often.
He's retired 9 in a row after the leadoff single by Bourne with those numbers for the night. That's to center field. Maben playing just about where he catches it. Shading to right center. And that's 10 straight for Harang.
Yeah, you know, the neat thing about Aaron Harang is a lot of pitchers give lip service and a lot of players give lip service to the notion that, hey, this is a game, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint, you got to stay even. But Aaron Harang really does it. You know, he could be losing 5-0 right now and have absolutely nothing going on positively, and he'd have that same demeanor on the mound.
Same game face. Hunter Pence hit a fly ball to center on a 2-0 count. '25th career start for Harang against the Astros. So these hitters, many of them have seen a whole lot of him. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hunter's hit .304 against him.
Well, and that's the other thing that may help him with the move to San Diego. You get out of the division, and you start playing clubs more often out west that you haven't seen much of, or they haven't seen much of you over the years, and you get away from these Central Division teams that you've made a bunch of starts against over the last 5 or 6 seasons.
Good point. 2-2. Harang has won 83 and lost 87 in his career. 40% is his fly ball rate. Not this year. 3-2. But Petco Park depresses home runs by a 40% rate. So that might play really, really well for him. Poked up the right field line, foul.
A nice job by Hunter to get a piece of that one. That slider's been a go-to pitch for Harang. He's been able to put hitters away with a hard down-breaking slider. And that was another good one, and Hunter able to drop the head on it and actually hit it pretty hard.
Yeah.
But more importantly, just stayed alive, kept the at-bat alive. Now, pitching 1-on-1 tells you go hard in after that, but looks like they're going to go back out away.
Ooh, they got the master's degree, but Hunter wasn't fighting. So he passed that course.
Well, let's take a look at it pitch by pitch. This matchup between Aaron Harang and Hunter Pence. Hunter with good numbers against Harang coming in. Starts with a changeup, misses, and then clips the outside corner with a heater. Right back out there again. So he's living on that outside edge with mostly fastballs. And then Hunter spoiled the slider. That was the key pitch to me in the at bat. There it is again, spoiling that slider, and then the ability to lay off that fastball.
Foul ball by Carlos Lee, grounded out to third earlier.
Never once took a shot inside.
Just looking at that slider you were talking about and thinking this guy is 6'7". That ball has a long way to travel downward after it leaves his hand, arriving just above the dirt.
Yeah, and he does a nice job using his leverage too. He's got a little bit of a short stride. For a big guy, I would imagine his landing zone, where his plant foot is probably about the same as you would find for a 6-foot tall pitcher. It's pretty short.
Yeah.
But that allows him to get his arm up and get on top and drive the ball downhill towards home plate.
He really does create that downward arc. And then when he throws a high fastball, now your eye level is dramatically different from that slider down low. Missing away, and it's 1-2 to El Caballo, who has hit .329 in his career against San Diego pitching. Cameron Maben is over in right center, further than we normally see on Carlos Lee. Ludwig well off the left field line. Out to left center. Popped up. Bartlett. 2 outs.
Maybe sliding towards right center field may be just in line with the strategy that they want to employ with Harang on the mound. He has good fastball command. He's one of those guys who's always been able to spot his fastball. So maybe what they've decided to do against Carlos is, we may show him inside, but ultimately we're going to try to get him out away. And so if we're working fastballs and sliders away, he's more likely to hit the ball to right center than the left center.
Brett Wallace struck out in the 2nd inning. Roy Oswalt and the Phillies lead the Marlins 3-2 in the 6th.
You can't always position your fielders based on a scouting report or a game plan because sometimes pitchers can't execute the pitches. It's one thing to say, hey, we're going to pitch him away and play him away. Braves used to do that all the time. But if the pitcher can't make the pitches, you get caught out of position.
Well, those Braves pitchers really had the ability to get the ball hit where their players were. We've talked about it many times over the years. Greg Maddux, of course, so many ground balls were hit back to him or up the middle, and he was a tremendous fielder, but then the first and third baseman played way off the lines and the ball was hardly ever hit down either line because he could execute. Strike makes it 1-1 to Wallace. Logan Morrison homered for the Marlins, his 4th of the year, but Roy Oswalt now out of the game, left with a 3-2 lead for the Phillies after 6. Dennis Baez is in the game now. Phillies had back-to-back complete games the last 2. 1-2.
Yeah, they've got that anything you can do, I can do better rotation going. Halladay throws a complete game, so Lee comes out and throws a complete game shutout.
You come back after 6 innings with a lead, you feel like a wimp against that bunch. Two balls and 2 strikes with Bill Hall on deck. Cleveland with an 8-4 record is taking it to Baltimore 8-1 in the bottom of the 7th. Travis Hafner hit his 3rd home run. Washington 3, Milwaukee 2. Bottom of the 7th in Washington. Ricky Weeks hit his 4th for the Brewers. Pence goes, and it's down and in for a ball, and Hunter makes it easily. That was a very difficult pitch for Hundley, and Hunter gets his first steal in his first try.
Head down, charging hard, no opportunity for Hundley. Now man in scoring position for Wallace, and the way this game is going, this is a big pitch coming right here.
Yeah.
Well, it's just the 4th inning. One was good enough last night.
Wallace hits one in the air foul. Wouldn't that be something? Back-to-back 1-0 games.
Boy, you'd have Boots flipping through the archives over there.
You know it. He was flipping last night.
He's going already. He's in advance. Just in case, he's going to start digging out the old logs.
Well, last night's 1-0 win was the first 1-0 win for the Astros since the 09 season when they beat Arizona. But it was the first 3-hitter or less 1-0 shutout since 06 for Houston.
Spoiled a good pitch right there. Harang beat him last time with a low fastball that was in a little bit. That time it was down and out over the plate, number 7 there, and Wally was able to get a piece of it. So there's Boots over there on the right. He has his binder out.
Yeah, he has his notebook.
He's got everything.
Hold up your notebook.
You ever wanted to know about the history of the Houston Astros?
It's all handmade. Towering pop. Third baseman Headley calling. And for the catch to end the 4th inning with no runs, no hits, and a man stranded. 0-0.
It's new, it's better, it's the new Sonic Good. By Gullo Automotive, treating you like family. And by AT&T.
No, a beautiful night in downtown Houston. Thank you, Greg Lucas. We're enjoying this one, and the fans are waiting for somebody to break the scoring ice. 0-0. Chris DeNorfia leads it off in the 5th inning. Phil Boudreau has the answer to your back-to-back 1-0 win question. 1 ball left, and it is going to be 1-0 Padres as DeNorfia hits number 1 of the season. After striking out in the 2nd inning, he turns on a pitch, and the Padres get a home run from DeNorfia. Like Aaron Harang, a former Cincinnati Red.
From Jay Happ's point of view, the only good thing about that swing of the bat was he knew immediately that it was out of here. There was no anguish, no, God, I hope it stays in the ballpark. That ball was crushed.
Very quickly, Bud Black's crew has the lead. And Ryan Ludwig follows. He hit a fly ball to center earlier. Ball 1. Last time the Astros won back-to-back 1-0 games was in 1974. Larry Durker won the August 23rd game, and Dave Roberts won the August 24th game against the Phillies. 2-0 to Ryan Ludwig with Bartlett on deck, and then Harang due up. Fly ball flared to right field toward the line. Hunter Pence digging, and 1 out.
First home run Jay has allowed this year. And normally solo home runs don't beat you most nights. Give one up, usually not a big deal, but this Padres bullpen is awfully good. They're tough to come back on.
Now that's a point worth noting at this time. Jason Bartlett, the batter, and the Astros bullpen changing now. Wilton Lopez is on the disabled list with an irritation of the ulnar nerve in his right elbow. And Jose Valdez has just been called up today from Oklahoma City for his first day in the majors. And he got a save last night. He threw 14 pitches, so he's available tonight. He looked pretty good in spring training. So he replaces Wilton Lopez on the bullpen crew. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And also with Mark Melancon, his availability in question after pitching an inning and 2/3 last night, and he also worked the night before for 1 inning. And he might be available for 1 or 2 batters tonight. We weren't really sure about that.
Have to wait and see how he feels when he starts to warm up. The good news is Jay Happ's been fairly efficient so far tonight and not running a real high pitch count.
Tap to shortstop. Oh. That one stayed down. Sanchez wound up with it on the right side, just off his right foot. That pulled his balance off a little bit, and he is charged with his 4th error of the year.
He struggled on the road trip, in particular one game in Cincinnati. Since then, he's been playing pretty solid shortstop. Made a couple of very nice plays in the hole last night. And tough hop there, tough non-hop rather. The ball staying down on him, but clearly an error. Play he should have made.
Harang puts the bunt down. Happ will field it. Toss to Bill Hall covering on the sacrifice. Bartlett to second, 2 outs. The play going from 1 to 4. Second sacrifice for Harang this season. And Maben will be next. Quintero out to talk it over. By the way, Quintero catching again tonight. And this is the 5th start for him in the last 6 games. J.R. Tolles banged up. And he has been taking foul balls off his own bat and when catching off hitters' bats, to the point that he's getting a little rest to recover. That's a ball to Maben.
Maben solid line drive single first time up, then worked a walk last time.
It's 2-0.
Working in a favorable count. Don't have to give in. You got a base open. Generally, you don't like to think in those terms in the 5th inning of a 1-run game, but The way Harang is pitching, you just don't know how many chances you're going to get.
60 pitches for Jay. He threw 116 last time out against Florida in the 7-1 win. To right field, Hunter Pence backing on it, and good catch on the run. He took a nice route to that ball, and it's the home run by Denorfia, accounting for the first run in this ball game on the first pitch of the 5th inning. But Hunter Pence gets back to keep it at 1-0 San Diego.
They're excited.
It is now 1-0 San Diego. Chris Denorfia homered, leading off the top of the 5th. Now in the bottom half, it's Bill Hall. He struck out on a 3-2 offering in the 2nd. Showing bunt. He looks at strike one. We want to clarify that back-to-back Houston 1-0 wins. That was in 1974. That was the first time it had happened in club history. And we're no longer going to research the last time it happened, since that possibility no longer exists.
No sooner did we get it out of our mouths than it didn't exist anymore.
That's for sure. No balls, 2 strikes for Aaron Harang. That was a good point you made about switching divisions. And this is a pitching-rich NL West. The Giants, Dodgers, Rockies. Arizona, not so much.
He should thrive in his own ballpark. San Francisco's a great park to pitch in.
Dodger Stadium is a good pitcher's park.
Yeah. Coors Field, not so much. Arizona, not so much.
No.
Still, overall, pretty good place to pitch the NL West.
Yes, it is.
If you can just time it, if you can miss those Coors Field assignments.
Yeah, that's really helpful when going for a Cy Young Award or an ERA title. Roll to shortstop. Jason Bartlett, quick release. Patty Smith is waiting. Patty.
Well, guys, bring your dog out here to Minute Maid Park this Sunday for Dog Day, presented by HEB, when the Astros host the Padres at 1:05. Dog Day tickets include a bullpen box seat for you and your pooch, and the Pooch Parade and Costume Contest. Visit Astros.com/dogday tonight. And I know you guys will be sporting your pooches, won't you?
We certainly are looking for dogs to bring. Some of us are going to try to adopt a dog for Sunday.
My dog's staying home.
Really?
He's grounded.
Oh.
You think they allow cats?
No, I think that might be an issue.
Then I'm out.
I think we had wondered about that last year with you.
I think we did, but I'm persistent.
I would think the cats would get a, find a good attorney in town and make a little noise.
I've seen cats roaming the ballpark before. They're out here.
For Cat Day.
Greg, you got a dog?
I do. She's not coming.
No?
No. But I do want to pass on thanks from the ground crew. They heard that JD had recommended people bring their pooper scoopers or their pickup paraphernalia, and they said, thank you for suggesting that. So the ground crew would be very, very happy with people who came properly prepared.
Very considerate.
Yeah. And JD is the one who brought that. Yes, you did. You did that last night, so you get credit.
That's why my dog's not coming. He's grounded. Pooping in the backyard.
Humberto Quintero, line to right field earlier.
As a going to poop in the neighbor's yard, but he won't comply.
As a dog owner, I would simply say, everyone, take your dog for a walk before you come here.
Yeah, that's not a bad thought. High fastball works for strike one.
He's always had that good carry on his four-seam fastball. Even though it shows up on the radar gun as maybe a touch below average, it's got good life. It gets a lot of good backspin on his four-seam fastball. You can see it there. It's just tough to square up. He throws it up above the belt. And I went at 88 miles an hour, and I mentioned at the outset of this game about his short arm delivery, so he hides the ball well. And what I mean by short arm, it's a little bit of a tight arc that he has as he draws his hand out of his glove and brings it up kind of tight to his ear. So the hitter doesn't get a real good long look at it. And then boom, it's on you.
And breaks one off, keeps it low. And that's a strikeout. And looked like Hundley didn't know he had caught it, but he got it down to first for strikeout number 7. After 5, it's 1-0 Padres.
Robinson Day. You know, I thought I'd go out, find some kids, and see what Jackie Robinson Day means to them. These are our progressive fans of the game. And, guys, you've all got your Jackie Robinson shirts on. Do you even know who Jackie Robinson is?
Yes.
Who is he?
He is the first African-American to play Major League Baseball.
How'd you learn that? You just knew? So what does that mean? Why is that important today? Why are we celebrating that?
He was the first African-American to ever play baseball in the entire universe.
The entire universe. That's huge. All right, and where do you guys play? You play softball, baseball? What do you do?
Yeah, we play baseball.
And we don't play t-ball. What we play is coach pitch.
Coach pitch. All right, well, you guys are the progressive fans of the game. Thank you so much. And the youth of America is educated, alive, and well here on Jackie Robinson Day. Good job, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Michael Bourne back to the 404 sign for the deep drive hit by Headley. Opening the 6th inning, and it's still 1-0. But Headley got into that one pretty well after striking out and grounding out.
Denorfia led off the 5th inning with that solo home run. Headley made a bid for one of his own, just hit it to the wrong part of the ballpark. 3 feet away, and Michael Bourne patrols that area. So that's a low percentage play for a hitter. They hit high and deep with Bourne out there. Better hit it over the wall, or he's going to run it down.
Strike 2, Hudson. Not only is Hudson on a 10-game hitting streak, 0 for 2 tonight, but he's been on base in 20 straight games. 1 ball, 1 strike to the number 3 hitter on the Padres. Padres have lost 14 of their last 21 here at Minute Maid Park. Bounced up the middle. Sanchez reaches it, spins, throws low, and safe at first. A throw getting by Wallace. So Hudson reaches, and that will give him an 11-game hitting streak.
Angel showing some range up the middle. Good pivot and throw, and Wally just couldn't pick it. Had he been able to pick that one, I think they would have had him.
Looked like it.
See, boom. Oh, yeah, he would have been out.
Nonetheless, ruled a hit. And that is hit number 4 for the Padres. Now Hudson may be thinking about running. Cantu, the batter, he's walked and singled to left, and he was thrown out trying to advance to second on that hit. Happ delivers, ball 1.
Jay Happ pitched collegiately at Northwestern. He was the first player in that school's history to be named All Big Ten 3 years in a row. Led the conference in ERA. The 4th round pick of the Phillies, I believe.
3rd round.
3rd round.
Ground ball Johnson. Johnson to second. Hall to first. Around the horn. Hall got dumped at second base by the O-Dog, but hung in to complete the around the horn double play. And it is 1-0 Padres in the 6th.
Trivia question of the day, and this one deals with Jackie Robinson. He broke in with the Dodgers playing first base. He moved to second base the next year. The question is, who did he replace at second, and who replaced him at first?
It's a two-parter. Gil Hodges be the first baseman?
Ba-dum-bum-bum.
Jay Happ leads it off, home 6th inning, 1-0 Padres. Aaron Harang goes to the rosin bag.
And he, strangely enough, had been mostly a catcher.
Gil Hodges, really?
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
I read something about him the other day. He was 48 years old when he passed away. Gil Hodges, is that right? Does that sound right to you guys?
Didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Ball 1 to Happ, who struck out his first time up on a 3-2 pitch. Harang, in that 25th career start against the Astros, has pitched a couple of gems here at Minute Maid Park along the way. Shutout ball twice in 05. 7 innings of shutout ball and a 9-0 win here over Roger Clemens with 10 strikeouts. He deals a strike there, and in 06 a 2-0 win over Clemens here with 8 innings of 4-hit shutout ball. Strike, and it's 2-2. Last year he got 2 of his 6 wins against the Astros. Happ fouls one away.
His old mates are on the wrong end of a 5-0 score at home tonight. The Reds are playing the Pirates. Bronson Arroyo pitching for Cincinnati. One of the more interesting early season stories is Charlie Morton over there in Pittsburgh. He's pitching very well again tonight. He's the guy that he had about an 8 ERA last year, didn't he?
Yeah, he was horrible.
Really struggled, but he's always had good stuff, and looks like he's figuring something out.
Interesting. Strike 3 call, and that trivia question answer is coming, Greg.
Well, half of it, Gil Hodges is correct. The other half is Eddie Stanky. Stanky was a very popular player, but they had to make room for Jackie. And then later, he went to Boston first. Then later, he went to the Dodgers and was a major rival. I should say the Giants, and was a major rival of Robinson.
Well, I got my part of the question right.
Yeah, you came through flying colors. There's a bunt by Bourne. Harang picks it up. Doesn't get him. Second bunt single for Michael Bourne this season. And Michael's 2 for 3 in this game.
If he gets it cleanly the first time he goes down for it, he being Harang, he probably gets Michael at first base. But any little miscue, mishandle, and it's likely to be a base hit. Ultimately, he's trying to get this one beyond Harang, but that's the beauty of Michael Bourne's speed. It doesn't have to be a perfect bunt, and it could still work.
He got his first bunt hit leading off the home first Tuesday against the Cubs. Michael took second on an error on that throw from Harang to Cantu his first time up. Reached third base in the first inning. He's the only Astro to make it that far in this game.
Angel Sanchez does a good job hitting number 2 behind Michael, of taking pitches, giving him a chance to steal. But every now and then it's a good idea for a hitter to be aggressive in this situation. Obviously not on a pitch out. Point being, with Bourne over there, the pitcher really wants to get the jump on the hitter, wants to be working in favorable counts, and may be inclined to pump a fastball right through there, assuming that the hitter's taking pitches to give the base runner a chance to steal. So every now and then it's a good idea for that 2-hole hitter, who's normally very patient, to go ahead and try to unload on that first pitch fastball.
Now 2-0. Michael stole a base last night on a pitch out. And he is 5 for 5 this season. Hunter Pence stole second in the 4th inning. Bourne starts, he stops, throw behind him, not in time. Ball 3.
How about Harang going slider there on 2 balls, no strikes to Angel Sanchez? It'd be one thing if it were Pence or Lee, a real slugger in the batter's box. I'm really surprised. And maybe just felt like he had a better chance of throwing a strike with his slider. I'll take it all the way here.
And it is a strike. Rangers lead the Yankees 5-1, bottom of the 8th. There's the situation.
Good count to run here. And count on either ball 4 or contact from Angel.
Popped up in foul territory. Cantu circles probably Meacham. 2 outs. And Hunter Pence gets an at bat. He has a fly ball to center and a walk in this game.
Well, we showed you that. I guess it was in the pregame where we had the graphic about all the hitters who've done well against Harang. So far, he's been able to neutralize All of these guys. Hunter, Carlos, Bill Hall, all with very good numbers against Harang, but it has been his night thus far.
He's allowed 2 singles, both by Michael Bourne. One of those a bunt. Now Hunter Pence. Carlos Lee on deck. Bourne draws another throw. Astros as a team have a wonderful stolen base percentage right now. 11 of 12 for the season. Padres have allowed 16 and 21 tries. Bourne takes off. Throw from Hundley. Not in time.
Put it in your pocket.
Michael Bourne is 6 for 6. That was not close.
Oh boy, he measured a nice big lead. He could have made that standing up. Get an idea with that look how jarring it can be for a base stealer.
Yeah. Talking with Jason Bourgeois about that today because he went in head first on his steal last night. And he said, well, that's what he worries about, jamming, maybe jamming a hand if he goes head first or jamming an ankle if he goes feet first on a stolen base.
Unfortunately, those are the only 2 options.
True. In the dirt. Now 2-1 to Hunter Pence. That stolen base changes the psychology for a hitter with 2 outs in an inning. Now a single will score him. Harang is at 91 pitches. Two and two. There's some life there in that 90-mile-per-hour fastball.
It was not particularly judicious in terms of his location either. Right down the middle. It's the type of pitcher that'll have the hitters just shaking their heads and talking to themselves. Man, it was right on it. It was right there. I saw it. You know, if it gets down there in that lower third, it's a little easier to handle, which is contrary to a lot of pitchers. But when he's up, the 4 and 5 there are on the fox tracks. Those are tough pitches to handle.
Popped up foul. Mark Grant wants to make a point with you next door.
We were talking before the game. I said Harang's one of those guys that has that invisiball. And that's exactly what I was just talking about. Yeah. Dan Wheeler, when he was here, had it. That 4-seam fastball that hitters think they see, and then by the time they get the bat started, it's on them. Looking with Dick Enberg over there.
Yeah.
And MC.
Mark's going to join us on the pregame show Sunday. 3 balls, 2 strikes. He's into it tonight. Big pitch coming here. Carlos Lee on deck. Ripped on a line. That'll tie it. Bourne coming around third to make it 1-1. Pence into second base. He just hammered that line drive for an RBI double. Put a vicious swing on it. And picked up his 10th run, batted in with double number 5. We saw several pitches in that at bat.
Harang's made very few mistakes tonight, but they're trying to go down and away with the slider, and watch where it is. It backs up on him, just drifts right over the heart of the plate. And that's probably the most hittable pitch in baseball, the backup hanging slider. Sometimes you get away with one because it'll actually stay so far in that the hitter will jam himself, but that one just sat there in the happy zone.
Carlos Lee now with ball 1. That was a great look at that swing from the left field corner. Pat Neshek warming up in the bullpen for San Diego. Hunter just puts everything he has in his swing at the bat.
If you ever get a chance, well, most of our viewers wouldn't get the chance. Remember down on the field when the Astros take BP?
Yeah.
It's fun to listen to Hunter take BP because he swings as hard as humanly possible at pretty much every pitch, and he's blowing and grunting, and he really gets after it.
That'll hang in right center field. Hudson calling for it and giving way to DeNorfia. The Astros hustle their way into a tie with a bunt single, a stolen base. Hunter Pence working the count, and then whacks one into left field to make it 1-1.
Sports Houston is brought to you by Steel. Visit SteelDealers.com. By Jack in the Box and the All-American Jack Combo. And by Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards.
All right, Greg Lucas, Steel, a very appropriate sponsor. Michael Bourne used the steal to get into scoring position. Hunter Pence stole a base earlier tonight. The Astros 2 for 2 in this game, and last night they were 2 for 2 in steals. It's 1-1 as we move to the 7th inning. Hundley to lead it off for the Padres. And Jay Happ now has a fresh start after giving up the homer to DeNorfia in the 5th. He's on deck with Hundley getting set to go. He's popped to second and grounded to third. Cleveland beat Baltimore 8-2. Justin Masterson going to 3-0 with a win. He has a 1.33 earned run average. Cleveland's now 9-4. Broken bat, looped out to shallow center field. Michael Bourne in. It's a hit. He blocks it back toward the infield. And Hundley's aboard.
This Cleveland team may be the most surprising team in Cleveland since the days of Pedro Serrano and Willie Mays Hayes and that group.
The Coors Light Cold Hard Blast will show you the DeNorfia swing back in the 5th.
Got every last bit of that one.
And now as he comes up here, he struck out the first time, so showing bunt, he pushes one foul, strike one. The Padres try to play some small ball here in the 7th inning.
Hunches DeNorfia was trying to bunt for a base hit on his own there, trying to show you this whole game. Big fly one at bat and bunting for a knock the next.
Chris, 30 years old, from Bristol, Connecticut, drafted by the Reds in 2002. Then he was traded to Oakland. He had a good year for the Padres last year. 271 batting average for 284 at bats. Good defensive player. He was the Reds minor league player of the year he came up in 2005.
Good feet by Q there, sliding out to get into good position to not only block that ball, but keep the rebound in front of him like a goalie. You don't want to let that rebound get away.
Incidentally, Barry Waters said the Bruins still have plenty of life.
Yeah, I know. He and Laborio are big Bruins fans. Should have made a little wager.
2 balls and 2 strikes.
Dave Roberts getting into Hundley's ear down there at first base, probably reminding him, hey, don't forget about Quintero. That arm back there, don't drift too far off.
Toward the right field line, looks like extra bases into the corner. It kicks away from Hunter Pence, deep into that corner, then out of play. And it's an opposite field double for Denorfia, his second extra base hit of the game. Second and third, nobody out.
Kind of wishing now he got that bunt down.
Yeah, because Ludwig comes up with a couple of men in scoring position.
He's had all kinds of funky spin on it. The thing went sideways. Inside out swing. Didn't really hit it all that hard. Bit of misfortune there for Happ, but he's in a bind now. Second and third, nobody out. The good news is he's down at the bottom of the order.
Infielders move in to play it halfway. Ludwig has hit 2 fly balls, 1 to center, 1 to right. Rips a line drive, foul. Ludwig among the slow starting Padres, but he has had some excellent seasons. As those Cowboys well know, he drove in 113 in 08 for the Cardinals. Tampa Bay and Wade Davis knocked off Minnesota 5-2 in St. Petersburg, beating Nick Blackburn. Kyle Farnsworth got his 3rd save, and Kelly Shoppick hit his 1st homer.
Joe Mauer on the disabled list.
Yeah.
Still hasn't recovered completely from knee surgery. He's got tired legs.
He can join the club on that one.
Yeah, again, there's that pitch that early in the game was called at least once, and Happ's gone back in there on a few occasions. Can't get the call. Can't give up on it. Got to make the hitter aware of both sides of the plate.
Mets in Atlanta rained out in Atlanta.
Man, he's making some quality pitches here, and he's got nothing to show for it.
Now 2-1 on Ludwig.
The key here is not to get frustrated, because you get frustrated, you may say, oh, well, the heck with it. You just pump a fastball right over the heart of the plate. Can't afford that.
Ripped into left field to give the Padres the lead. Hundley scoring, and now the throw from Sanchez to the plate is not in time. And the Padres take a 3-1 lead. Ludwig winds up with a 2-run double. He ruled a single, but he's given them the lead by 2. Sanchez throw to the plate, not in time to get Denorfia. Ruled a single, and then he takes second on the throw.
Carlos able to cut this ball off before it went all the way to the wall, and turned and got it in a hurry. Sanchez's throw home is a good one, but just a little bit tardy. Did he get the plate? Is the question. Never tagged him, but I don't know that he got the plate. But Jerry Davis ruled that he did, so that kind of ended the play.
Now Bartlett the batter and looking at ball 1.
Denorfia did go back. I can't tell. He did go back to touch it afterwards, but Jerry had already called him safe.
It's 2 balls, no strikes to Bartlett, who reached on an error in the 5th. He's 0 for 2. Padres have 7 hits to the Astros 3. Big hit there by Ludwig. Dropped his 7th in the order by Bud Black tonight. He was the cleanup man last night. 2-1. Charlie Morton and the Pirates down Cincinnati 6-1, beating Bronson Arroyo. Homers from Garrett Jones. Neil Walker. One hopper. Chris Johnson in. Short hop play. On to first. And he gets him there with the runner advancing Ludwig to third on out number 1. Aaron Harang was in the on deck circle. He's being called back. And he has completed his night's work. Eric Patterson will pinch hit for Aaron Harang, who in 6 innings allowed the Astros just 3 hits and 1 run. He had 1 walk and he struck out 8.
Bud Black really has a lot of confidence in his bullpen, and Harang's off to a great start this year, so he's going to get him out of there with another solid start under his belt, something he can continue to build on, turn it over to that good pen. He's got a chance to add 1 more run here in this inning. And he's going to go for it. Back in the day of starting pitchers going 8-9 innings, you probably let Harang hit here, but he was likely only going to get 1 more inning out of him anyway.
He could be 3-0 by the end of the night. Eric Patterson reached last night on catcher's interference, and he stole a base. Infielders come up, and they're close with Ludwig, the runner at third, and 1 out in the inning. Strike on Patterson, younger brother of Corey Patterson. And like Corey, he has some speed. Eric played for Boston last year, hitting .214. Also was with Oakland part of the season. Born in Kennesaw, Georgia, and he went to Georgia Tech. It's no balls, 2 strikes. San Diego pitching staff has been very good. Harang following that trend alongside Dustin Mosley there, who pitched so well last night, and losing 1. I think Tim Stoffer is the guy on the right. 1-2. Padres lead the league in ERA 2.89. And their starters have a lower ERA than that. In the air, left field, Carlos Lee with the runner Ludwig tagging, makes the catch. Ludwig thundering home to make it 4-1. Sacrifice fly for the pinch hitter Patterson.
Pretty impressive display of bat control there. Go down and get that pitch.
Yeah, it really was. Hit it far enough to get the run home.
The Padres put 3 runs on the board this inning. It's not like Jay Happ has made a bunch of bad pitches. Denorfius hit just that flare to right field. I thought he got squeezed a little bit in the Ludwig at bat. The double there, the single that Ludwig hit to left field, that was a bit of a hanging changeup. So that's one he'd like to have back. But for the most part, he's continuing to make pretty good pitches.
Maben sends Michael Bourne back into center. And the Padres break the tie with 3 runs, 3 hits, nobody left. They lead it now 4-1 in the 7th.
4-1 San Diego. You know, available at every Astros home game. All-you-can-eat tickets score you a mezzanine seat and all-you-can-eat hot dogs, nachos, popcorn, peanuts, soda, and water for only $30. Take advantage of one of the best values in the ballpark and buy your tickets at Astros.com tonight. Meanwhile, number 42 is in the pitch. The guys upstairs know who that is.
Luke
I
Gregerson.
don't.
Luke Gregerson. Well, we can't blame you for that. This call to the bullpen is presented by Verizon Wireless. Luke Gregerson might look familiar to some of you if you were watching last night in the 8th inning. He was pitching. He worked a hitless inning. He walked 2, one of those intentional. Jason Bourgeois came in to pinch run for Carlos Lee and stole a base off Gregerson, who now comes in with a 4-1 lead facing Wallace. Brett is 0 for 2.
Part of this very talented San Diego Padre bullpen. Good slider. A sinker there. Straight change.
He was a key factor in that bullpen last season with 40 holds, a major league record. That's lined out into right center field by Wallace. Pitch was right in his wheelhouse, and he's aboard with an 8-game hitting streak now. Hit number 4 for the Astros.
See where it is. It's up and out over the middle of the plate a little bit.
Bill Hall struck out and he bounced out to shortstop. Padre bullpen was just terrific last year. This year, a 3.02 ERA. Heath Bell is the closer. He's converted 36 consecutive saves going back to last year. Hall fouls it away for strike 1.
So you suggest that the Astros put a run or 2 on the board before having to deal with Bell in the 9th.
True.
Mike Adams, also a very talented reliever. Chad Quall is now a member of the bullpen core. He's off to a good start.
Yeah, they can throw some choice arms. 23,755 that paid attendance. It's an 0-2 situation for Bill Hall now. Gregerson working for the 8th time this year. That puts him close to the league lead in appearances. He worked 80 times last year. So he's used to that kind of a pace. This is game number 13 for the Padres, but with off days earlier in the season. Those appearances can look a little deceiving. Bounce foul. On the other hand, the Padres are in a stretch of not having very many off days right now. They're getting 20 in a row out of the way early.
Jeff Lucchino heating it up. So Luke Gregerson played collegiately at St. Xavier University in Chicago.
Okay.
I don't know that I've ever heard of that school.
I haven't heard of it, no.
I've heard of Xavier, but this is St. Xavier in Chicago.
Xavier University in Cincinnati. There's another Xavier somewhere too. New Orleans, maybe. Strikeout, and that's out number 1.
Just good tight rotation on that slider. Tough for the hitter to recognize. Strikeout starting to pile up for Bill. And that's what happens. You start swinging and missing a lot, and then you want to make up for it, and you're inclined to chase more bad balls.
And he has 17 strikeouts now. And he's had 50 at bats. Chris Johnson 0 for 2 in this game. Bottom 4 hitters a collective 0 for 9 for the Astros without reaching base in this game. That's strike 1. Colorado leads the Cubs 4-0 after 4 at Coors Field. The Rockies are 10-2. They have Yolis Chacin on the mound. Rip foul.
Tulowitzki, is he homered yet tonight?
Not yet.
Oh man, he's due. Let's go.
He's gone nuts. He hit 1 in each game of a 4-game series at New York.
Brewers and the Nats are tied 3-3. They're going to extra innings in the nation's capital. Ricky Weeks has hit his 4th home run. He's off to a good start. It's officially a start now, Brownie. We can call it a start.
It's a start?
Yeah.
Okay. That's ripped. A diving play by the shortstop Bartlett. He got it in the air on a line drive. Johnson scalded that one.
He's got to be so hot right now. Struggling to get something going with the bat. Had some frustrations in the early going. Then you hit a ball this hard and you're out. Where's the justice?
Well, we'll have to check the press box and see if Richard is here tonight. But yeah, he really victimized him on that play. Excellent work by Bartlett. Johnson comes away with just a line drive out. And now it's Quintero. He's 0 for 2 with a liner to right and a strikeout. Joe Inglet on deck to pinch hit if he gets a chance. Let's see. Yep, that's dunking into center field. And Inglet will get a chance with 2 men on now to pinch hit for Jay Happ.
And I'm reading CJ's mind right now. He hits the ball as well as he did for an out, and that little flare is a knock. All you can do is laugh. Trust that your day will come. Q will tell you that barrel's overrated. Go down off the end of the bat. Take a little off. Hit a little change up out there.
Inglet, who is 1 for 11, is the pinch hitter. He is 0 for 6 pitch hitting for the Astros this season. Led the majors last year with 20 pinch hits. This would be a great time for his first one in 11. Jay Happ at 7 innings, allowed 7 hits, 4 runs. He walked 2. Struck out 3.
Joe's got an interesting routine at home plate. He's got a little bit of the Joe Morgan chicken wing flap with his left arm. And then as the pitcher gets ready to deliver, he'll bounce the bat off of his back shoulder. I was talking about it the other day because I don't know. I just started doing it sometime. I do it all the time now, just a little rhythm. Right? Flap, flap, bounce and go.
Happ threw 86 pitches tonight. 50 were strikes in his 7 innings. It's 1-1. Padre bullpen has worked 44 2/3 innings. That's second in the majors.
How light the grip is on the bat.
Popped up. Bartlett comes over, but Headley's underneath it, now moving. And in the 7th inning, it's no runs, 2 hits. That line drive out stings. Padres lead it 4-1. On a Kristen Orphy, a 5th inning homer. The Astros tied it on a 2-out double by Hunter Pence in the 6th. Jeff Fulchino comes in with a score now 4-1 after Ludwig broke the tie with a 2-run single, and then Patterson had a pinch sac fly. Fulchino in 6 games has an ERA of 3.00. He's working for the first time since Tuesday in the Cubs series. In that one, he worked a scoreless inning, throwing 24 pitches. So Jeff, with plenty of rest, comes in here after Jay Happ went the first 7. He's the senior member of the Astros bullpen.
How'd that happen?
It was quite a turnover. He came in 09. A lot of bullpens, though, experience that. What do you think about the Mariano Rivera's of the world? And that is just incredible, the staying power he has had. Chase Headley is 0 for 3. You know, as you trace the Astros bullpen progression back in the 2000s, Billy Wagner the closer, and at one point Brad Lidge, Octavio Dotel, and Billy Wagner in the same bullpen, which was an incredible pen. And then Wagner traded to the Phillies. You know, Dotel had his shot for a while, and then he was traded, and Lidge moved into that closer spot himself. So 3 guys on that staff who later all wound up closing. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And then you had Qualls and Wheeler setting up for Brad. That was a pretty good group, too.
It was. One ball, 2 strikes, the count to Headley. Now batting left. Started the game right against Happ. And Fulchino trying to keep it at a 4-1 deficit with the top of the order due up in the home 8th inning. Bourne, Sanchez, and Pence.
2 switch hitters to start this inning. Headley and Hudson both better from the left side of the plate, so they gain a little bit of an advantage.
Right-hander Mike Adams is warming up for the Padres. Line to Wallace. Headley was right on that slider. 1 out.
Aside from the DeNorfia home run, probably the 2 best struck balls of the night have been outs. Johnson's line drive and then that one right there from Headley.
They were both screamers. Orlando Hudson is 1 for 3. Blue Jays lead 7-3 at Boston. After 7, Dan Wheeler's in the game right now. Youkilis and Pedroia have gone deep. Strike on the heater from Fulchino.
Red Sox in search of their 3rd win. They are 2-9. They're going to have a ways to go.
Is it time to panic yet?
Yeah. Definitely time to panic.
That's what I was thinking.
In Boston.
1-1. Well, especially with the pitching.
Yeah, well,
problems.
they're 5 games out of first, and you know, there's good clubs out in front of them. So it's not so much about the standings, but the fact that they can't win. Although they did sign Adrian Gonzalez to a 7-year, $154 million contract.
Apparently, the timing of that had something to do with saving money and not having to share through the revenue sharing program. And what we were reading, because that deal apparently was agreed to months ago, but they said they wanted to see if he was healthy for a few weeks to open the season. 2-2. I think it had something to do with the opening day payroll.
Oh, so for that payroll tax,
right. So they would avoid having his expanded salary on the opening day payroll for this year. Fastball fouled away. Still 2-2. Well, there are a lot of intricacies in the financial part of the business.
Yeah, I don't know what the thresholds are with the way that works with revenue sharing, but the clubs that spend over a certain number are taxed, and that money goes to the lower revenue clubs.
That one floats outside. It's 3 balls, 2 strikes.
And, you know, so that does create a bit of an issue because, you know, I remember reading last year that the Pirates, despite all the losing they've been doing for the last 2 decades, in terms of the bottom line, financially, they're doing okay.
Right.
They keep such low payrolls, and they get revenue sharing money.
Hudson's caught looking, 2 outs. And then the Florida Marlins are actually caught trying to hide some revenues, apparently.
Well, that's a good runner right there. A little two-seamer running to the outside corner.
Two outs now, and it's Jorge Cantu with a walk and a single tonight. The wild swing, strike one, but last year he came into Minute Maid Park on a roll. Well, he was one of the hottest hitters in baseball when the Florida Marlins were here in April last year. No balls, 2 strikes. Just checking Boston coming into tonight. The worst ERA in the American League, 6.77. That's almost 2 runs higher than the next worst team, Seattle. Cantu strikes out. Good 8th inning for Jeff Fulcino. 4-1 Padres. Great quote from Jackie Robinson. A lot of youngsters heard that quote today in school. Little history lesson. And certainly baseball as a social institution provided that impetus in a lot of other areas of life when Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier in 1947. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning, and it's 4-1. Padres go with Mike Adams, and he's off to a nice start, JD.
Yeah, he's off to a very nice start. .50 ERA. 0.53 batting average against.
Michael Bourne's 2 for 3 tonight. Showing bunt, looking at ball 1.
Adams' best pitch, probably the changeup. He too had a great year last year working for the Padres. With a 1.76 ERA for 66 2/3 innings. 70 times he trotted out of that Padre pen.
That's going to be the acid test with Adams having pitched 70 times and Gregerson 80 times last year. How will they hold up under the load? Chad Qualls has had a lot of work over the last few years.
Yeah, so that's the challenge for Bud Black is, to make sure these guys get their rest. Not just the innings they work, but the times they're up and down in the pen.
Strike makes it 2-1. Getting late for the Astros. They've been held to 5 hits. They trail by 3. Bourne, Sanchez, and Pence due up here in the 8th. Heath Bell looming for the 9th in this kind of a situation. It's 2-2. Adams turns 33 in late July. He's from Corpus Christi. Lives in Robstown, Texas. Went to Texas A&M Kingsville. He was an undrafted free agent. Milwaukee signed him in 01. He's come a long way to this prominence in the bullpen.
Well, you would think after the year he had last year, they would get him some pants that fit. Those babies out.
Who's on the pants patrol this year for Major League Baseball? Do we know?
I don't.
Not sure. He's enforcing that.
That come under Joe Torre's jurisdiction?
I think it does, yeah. Chop to second. Orlando Hudson gets the 2-hopper. 1 out. Did you see the Brian Cashman remarks about Joe Torre?
I did not.
Very interesting. The Yankees general manager had been quiet on the whole Joe Torre managerial moves situation since he left the Yankees, but the discussion with the media was about Jesus Feliciano, who pitched 80 some odd times for the Mets last year. Now he's on the disabled list for the Yankees, and the talk was about how often he had been used, and the subject of Joe Torre using his relievers came up, and Brian Cashman made his feelings known that he thought Joe had used the bullpen too much. There's ball 1, and he cited Scott Proctor, who had all those appearances with the Yankees, then pitched for Joe with the Dodgers, and he broke down last year. Sanchez has struck out, hit a fly ball to center, and fouled out to first. To shortstop Bartlett. 2 outs.
Speaking of injured pitchers, Roy Oswalt had to leave the ball game tonight. Lower back strain.
Ooh. Hunter Pence tied the game in the 6th with a 3-2 pitch with 2 outs. Here's the Coors Light Freeze Cam. The Coors Light Freeze Cam brought to you by the Frost Brewed Coors Light.
Eyes got big, cheeks got puffed up, and then he whacked that slider into left field.
He just had every ounce of energy going into that swing, as he does with his hitting style, and he's 1 for 2 tonight with that RBI with a walk. Trying to get aboard for Carlos Lee now. Ball 1 from Mike Adams.
He's kind of like the Monica Seles of baseball.
Yeah.
Remember, she used to grunt every time she would swing the racket.
She sure did.
And Rick Aguilera, when he used to pitch, would do that too. When he delivered the ball, there'd be this big kind of.
Really?
So it'd be kind of fun to have Aggie pitching to Hunter. Dueling grunters out there.
That would be good.
Rick's was more like a whale blowhole. Just come out.
Okay. Two balls, no strikes. Nolan Ryan did that something. Just put all that effort into a pitch. Well, you know, in tennis, one reason for grunting is it's kind of a timing device. I suppose it's like that in baseball at all. I don't know. 2-1. Milwaukee 3, Washington 3. They're in the bottom of the 10th in our nation's capital. So while they struggle with dropping the deficit, the Nationals try to improve their 5-7 record without Steven Strasburg. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
What if they'll bring Bryce Harper to the big leagues this year?
Well, that's a curious question. He's on the major league roster, right?
I think so.
40-man. So He hit his first professional homer the other day. They might bring him up in September. Pope toward right field. And Denorfia catches up with it for a 1-2-3 8th inning. 4-1 Padres.
At Bat 11 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Get live audio, pitch-by-pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text at Bat to 31826 or visit Astros.com for details.
Have you tried that yet, Greg, yourself?
I have not. I don't have any of those things. I have a telephone and a computer.
And a thermometer.
You have a thermometer?
And a thermometer,
Yeah.
No, but I'm sure at some point.
Yeah, well, JD, I think, has tried it.
Well, I know that Wave and Marge in the truck use it all the time.
Oh, sure. They have to have it.
Oh, listen, they're on it.
I listen to, I do the at-bat thing on the phone. Sometimes I listen to a West Coast game on the drive home.
Oh.
Tune in, listen to a little Dodgers or Giants or something.
And Ariel Del Rosario takes over in the 9th inning. Hundley is 1 for 3. He started that go-ahead rally in the 7th inning. He leads it off to be followed by Denorfia and Ludwig against Del Rosario, who pitched Wednesday night and delivers strike one.
Mario, for the most part, has thrown the ball well, coming off a very good spring training. One rough one in Cincinnati. Scoreless baseball the last 2 times out.
He gets a pop-up. Sanchez out into shallow center field, calling. 1 out after Fulcino had a 1-2-3-8 with a couple of strikeouts.
Yeah, Jeff looked really sharp.
He did. Chris Denorfia homered in the 5th to make it 1-0, and then doubled in the 7th inning. Astros Live coming up after the game on FS Houston. Kevin Eschenfelder and Steve Sparks. Patty Smith will do reporting on that, and who knows? Greg Lucas might be on that show. I'm not sure what they have planned. There's ball one. And tomorrow night, the earlier start time, as customary on Saturday, 6:05. We'll bring you game 3 of the series. Whoa! Denorfia hit by the pitch.
Del Rosario gets a lot of run on his fastball, and he throws from kind of a low 3/4 position to begin with, and if he drops his arm a little bit more, the ball will even have more run, and sometimes it's difficult to control. Watch the movement, just kind of chases him, no way to get out of the way of that one.
He hit the deck and it got him on the left arm. Looked like the forearm area. He's grabbing his wrist. Who says baseball isn't a contact sport after that? He takes off. Here's a throw from the knees, and Quintero unable to get him. DeNorfia gets a steal. His first of the year. He's had quite a game tonight. First homer, first stolen base. He's been on 3 times.
He scored twice, doubled last time. Came around to score on Ludwig's big base hit. He's looking for more. Got that look in his eye. Better keep an eye on him. He might try for third.
He might. He's highly motivated. A lot of times a guy gets hit by a pitch and he wants to pay back on the pitcher, so he wants to steal that base. 1 ball, 1 strike. Angels lead the White Sox 4-1, bottom of the 6th in Chicago. Ozzie Guillen went on a rant about his bullpen.
Looking for Bobby Thigpen. Sending out an all points bulletin for anybody who ever closed the game for the White Sox.
If Thigpen was watching that, his arm probably started throbbing immediately at the thought of throwing another pitch. How long has he been out of the game?
He's got Wilbur Wood on speed dial.
Now Quintero goes out to talk with Del Rosario.
Talked about Del Rosario's good work lately, and I think for the most part, most of the guys in the bullpen have been pitching pretty well on this homestand. You know, Lopez had his struggles, but tied to the injury.
Right. Yeah, and we talked about the turnover with Fulcino, the senior member now, and the younger guys, Del Rosario, now Valdez joining the crew tonight, Anuri Rodriguez, and Abad. And Melanson just joined the club last year, so it's a different type of mix in that bullpen now. Colorado's getting a very well pitched game. A 5-0 lead, bottom of the 6th inning. At home with that 10-2 record, the best in the NL West. Chacin on the mound. This fly ball hits for Michael Bourne in center. Kind of a haze here at Minute Maid Park. Greg Lucas, who's down at field level, said it's dust that's blowing in on this very windy night. Where's this dust coming in from? The Dust Bowl, Greg?
Well, actually that area, because they're having major tornadoes and storms up in Oklahoma, and the wind has been blowing a lot of from the north. And I was checking the weather here, but you can feel it. It's kind of gritty on top of the monitors and the TVs and the computer screen. You can see it there.
What about your thermometer? Have you checked the reading?
It's down to 72.
Okay. Jason Bartlett is 0 for 3.
I think you just haven't been dusting your area, Greg. You need to get a little pledge out and police your area down there.
Believe me, when I come in the afternoon, that's the first thing I do.
It's been nice to have that roof open the last few days. Gorgeous evenings. And cool. 1 ball, 1 strike. Beginning of the homestand, we had some pretty warm days, but it's cooled right down the last few nights. Brad Hopp is on deck. Pitcher spot due up next. Ground ball through the left side. On into left field. Carlos Lee with a throw to the plate. And Quintero with a tag. Out. DeNorfia is gunned down. And that is the 2nd outfield assist of the game for El Caballo. And number 4 of the season as he gets DeNorfia.
Great play by Carlos. First coming hard, and then the good, strong, accurate throw. And Q able to keep DeNorfia off the home plate while he applies that tag.
is brought to you by the Progressive Insurance Group. For a money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. A look from Halliburton Plaza outside. As we move inside, shows you a 4-1 ball game going to the bottom of the 9th inning, and the closer for the Padres, Heath Bell, who last year had 47 saves in 50 attempts, has converted 36 straight saves going back to May 29th last year, JD.
And he's got a comfortable 3-run margin to work with here as he's on for the 6th time this year. Big, hard throwing right-handed chunker out of Oceanside, California. Listed at 6'3", 260. Usually just comes right after you with good hard stuff. Got that Rod Beck arm swing thing going on.
Carlos Lee's 0 for 3. There's ball 1 to him. Heath Bell has the longest active save streak in the majors. And the longest by any Padre not named Trevor Hoffman. Foul back makes it 1-1. Hoffman had a 41 save streak and another 38. Here's Lee with that throw to the plate. Second outfield assist for Carlos.
She looked at it right before we went to break, and I'm not so sure that they got Denorfia. I couldn't tell if he got the back corner with his foot or not. If he made contact, then he was safe because the tag was applied afterwards, but perhaps he missed home plate.
Breaking pitch from Bell, and Lee was able to check his swing to make it 2-1. Bell, 33 years old, was signed as a free agent by the Mets in '98. Padres got him in a trade in '06. Foul back for a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Mike Adams had a 1-2-3 8th inning. Luke Gregerson worked the scoreless 7th. Padre bullpen effective in the early going this year again. Heath Bell was the Major League Baseball Delivery Man of the Year after his career high 47 saves last year. Number 2 on the all-time San Diego list. Bounced into right field and knocked down, but that's going to be a hit for Carlos Lee. Takes the turn. Now Denorfia comes in to pick up the ball. Hudson got his glove on it. Lee is aboard for Wallace.
The Astros scored 1 run last night, but managed to win a 1-0 ball game. 1 so far tonight. Tomorrow they have to deal with Matt Latos, one of the best young pitchers in the league. First things first, see if they can get a rally going here against Bell.
Nelson Figueroa for Houston tomorrow night. Looks for his first win. He's 0-2. That's hit number 6 for the Astros. Lee aboard for Wallace. Wallace single to center in the 7th inning. He's 1 for 3. Aaron Harang stands to be 3-0 if the Padres preserve this lead. Strike to Wallace. Bill Hall on deck.
A little cheese at the knees right there.
Sure was.
Bottom of the knees at 93 miles an hour. His delivery's reminiscent of Harang's. That same kind of approach. You know, stays real tall, a little bit of a short arm delivery.
He had 86 strikeouts last year in 70 innings. He's averaged more than a strikeout per inning for his career. Foul away. Well, some think that just as Trevor Hoffman moved on and Heath Bell replaced him, somebody might be replacing Heath Bell next year because he could be a free agent after this season.
So somebody may be replacing him mid-season. There was a lot of talk of that last year. He and Adrian Gonzalez were both presumed to be on their way out. But the Padres really played well, so they hung on and didn't move them. But we'll see. We'll see where they are in the standings around the trade deadline this year.
Line into right center field. Wallace gets a hit. It's stopped by Maben, holding him to a single on that looping throw. Good play by Maben. With Lee going to third because the Astros had a shot at 2 men in scoring position, but Maben kept the double play in order.
Got a A breaking ball and put another good swing on it. It's two good solid line drive base hits by Wallace's last two at bats. Carlos able to move on over there to third base. Wally staying put at first. You know, he's not a real speedy guy. Could have thought about trying to get two, but you're down 3 runs. You just can't afford to make any outs on the bases.
Maven got to it and then got rid of the ball quickly. Now Bill Hall, he's 0 for 3. 7 hits for the Astros now. Bell allowed only 56 hits last year in 70 innings. Grouping the hits against him, a tough proposition, but there's ball 1 to Hall.
Bill, nothing out of 4 in his career against Heath Bell. The secret weapon on the bench right now is Jason Michaels. He's 6 for 11 off Bell.
Chris Johnson's on deck. Then Quintero. Then the pitcher spot. Fouled away, so that could be Michaels. 1 ball, 1 strike, and that could be highly interesting if it gets down to that point.
6 out of 11. A double, a triple, a home run, and 5 driven in. There he is, getting ready. Matt Downs has been swinging a hot bat.
Yeah, he's going up the tunnel. High fastball makes it 1-2. 93 on that pitch from Bell. Red Sox have scored 3 in the bottom of the 8th. They now have cut the Blue Jays lead to 7-6. Should be playable near the right field line. Hudson cuts across into foul territory, and he snags that one. 1 out. Chris Johnson comes up next.
One final look down to find the wall. Get a sense of how much room he had, and then good concentration to finish off the play. Went a good long ways to run that down.
He really did. Now with a potential tying run at the plate, Chris Johnson takes a shot. He had a very good swing back in the 7th inning with a low bullet caught by a diving shortstop Bartlett to make him 0 for 3 tonight.
Jason Michaels has moved down onto the on-deck circle now. He'll hit for Q.
Foul away, strike 1. Bell had an ERA of 0 against the Astros last year. They saw a lot of him. 6 appearances in the 7-game series for the season. Those glittering numbers for Michaels on display there. Fouled away, and it's 0-2. That high fastball with a hop on it. Mid-90s, tough to drive anywhere.
So if you're Bell, got a couple options here. Just keep going back to the well with that high fastball, see if you can get a swing and a miss, or throw the breaking ball down in the dirt.
One and 2. Bell did give up an unearned run against the Astros and got a blown save at Houston on that unearned run last May 9th. Way up, and it's 2-2 now.
Kind of interesting to compare the styles of some of these guys. You know, Bell out there huffing and puffing and stomping around, all full of energy, kind of Al Hrabosky-like, and made the comparison with Rod Beck earlier, and then you think about a guy like Mariano Rivera, who's so calm.
Yeah. Saw Jose Valverde last night.
Yeah,
He's got quite an act now.
about the anti-calm.
Ground ball. Hudson to his left. Gets the force play at second. No relay to first. Lee scoring to make it 4-2. And now the Astros down to their final out. Johnson picks up his 4th run batted in. Hudson with a force play on Wallace from 4-6. And Michaels will pinch hit for Quintero.
CJ trying to shoot one through that hole between first and second. Couldn't quite get it there, and Hudson able to come on over and make a play. But Michaels showed you those good numbers. And if he can keep things alive, looks like Matt Downs would follow.
Michaels off his first start of the year Tuesday. Had a single in that game against the Cubs. In his pinch hit appearances this season, he's 0 for 5 with a walk. .226 for this career pinch hitter with 7 homers, 44 driven in. He can tie it with a bomb. Looking at ball 1. The Astros have 4 pinch hits in 19 at bats this season, including a homer. Now it's 2-0. Bill Hall hit the pinch homer, and everybody happy for a lot of reasons, including getting free chicken sandwiches because he hit it off the right field foul pole. The breaking ball came into the top of the strike zone for a 2-1 count.
I think J. Mike's sitting fastball, so just a little get over slider. Didn't have to be called a strike.
Looked like it might go for a ball. This fly ball hits for right center field. Maben with the catch, and the Padres square the series. Bell getting the save with Harang going to 3-0, beating J. Happ, who is 1-2. Final score: Padres 4, Astros 2.